What is up, everybody? I'm No Luck's Given, back with Demon Bluff, the Halloween update. I was not expecting this, but Uzabi just put out a small patch, which includes a pumpkin patch as well, and a handful of achievements that are earnable only for the next week. There are 7 achievements here, and we'll see how many we can collect in this video. This might be a multi-part series. Some of them feel fairly easy to complete. We just need to find a lying architect and execute them. But we only have 1 week to complete all of these achievements. I'm sure we'll get it done, but I think this could be a fun little mini-series if it takes a video or 2. So with that, let's hop into endless mode and see what we can do. I am also going to just jot down what all of those achievements are real quick, so that way I can reference those notes. It does seem like most of these achievements will just come naturally during play, to be totally honest. But I do have them written down here on a little notepad, just so that way I can remember which characters specifically I am looking for. And here I am looking for a Puppeteer, a Lilis, and of course a puppet. The one corrupted character would be the drunk, which is interesting. I actually have to close down this notepad because it's just too bright on my screen. It's distracting me. Hopefully I'll remember / just come across these characters while I'm playing. Oh, there could also be Plague Doctor Corruption, or the Bard could be corrupted or lying. This could be the Puppeteer. This could be the puppet. Interesting. Okay, then we find a second Slayer. So a second Slayer does just have to mean that one of these 2 Slayers is evil. Okay, we have found our Puppeteer. So this knitter could be the puppet. But this Bard being 1 away from a corrupted character just seems wrong. I think that we might find that this Bard is Plague Doctor corrupted. But wait a minute. I have to kill a lying Bard. Okay, if this Bard is Plague Doctor corrupted, we get an achievement. If this Bard is evil, then we've killed Lilis. They are 1 away from a corrupted character, and they are telling the truth, which means this was certainly good. This has to be good. If this is corrupted, because that's the only way that this Bard makes sense, that means that this has to be the puppet and this has to be Lilis. I don't think that there's any way around that. Oh, the wretch! The wretch! Oh no! I actually did not even realize there were multiple outcasts. I'm not sure if that would have helped me. I was just wretch blind. This is the first game starting up in a video, and the nature of trying to complete these achievements could make some things trickier, because I also potentially have to kill some good characters that are lying along the way. So that is an interesting wrinkle to put in all of it. Let's see if the judge thinks the jester is lying. They do. Let's see if the jester thinks that this contains some evils. There are 0. Huh. So we could have like Lilis minion, or we have Lilis minion. I think those are my 2 worlds right now. Let's mark those with lines. And of course, Lilis and minion are interchangeable. We might be able to solve this after another flip. Oh. Lilis. Something doesn't make sense. It is good that this is 2 that is sitting away from this, but then where would you put the other evil in this scenario? It could also always be these 2, because then Lilis wouldn't be 2 away from the closest evil. I think that this, but this jester, no, this jester said 0 evil, so there has to be an evil if this jester is lying. Well, we can flip over a few more cards here. Closest evil, equidistant. Bard saying there are no corrupted characters. Unfortunately, that Bard is telling the truth. Ooh, we also do have to kill a lying architect. In order for both sides to be equally evil in a Wretch game, we would need... I mean, I think I'm just always stabbing an architect here because it doesn't matter. It's either good or it's on the evil team. All right. No, I need to kill a lying architect. Well, now we know that both sides are equally evil, so we know that it has to be that this enlightened is evil. And this enlightened plus the jester did seem like something that was possible. Yeah, I think that does just mean this jester is Lilis. Fair enough. Yeah, this is an interesting little wrinkle to add to the game. Okay, Puka is good because Puka could be corrupting. There's a few things that we need to kill when they are lying. A bard, a medium, and an architect. We also have to kill just a straight up good empress. Like, not lying, just good, just has to die, which is very silly. I think that will not bother my eyes that much. Okay, great. Evils are not adjacent to each other. Well, sure. Okay. But this is the Wretch. The Wretch is always good, and then we could have the Counselor creating something else, but... unless this is corrupted or drunk, it could be drunk. A lot of possibilities here still. An Empress, I am just supposed to kill a good Empress. So I think I will stab this Empress regardless, just for the achievement of it all. And if that does me in, so be it. We are achievement hunting here. Skin unlocked. After this round, you will see new skin details. Cool. Okay, so... one is evil between 1, 3, or 8. 1, 3, or 8. That actually means that both of these are good. Oh, this was like confirmable good information, but I had to kill them just for the achievement. This is saying that 8 is good, so that has to be good. We have 2 knitters saying the same line, but I think that it's false because one of them is sat next to the Wretch. So I think both of these knitters are liars. Either one of them could potentially be the Counselor. And then we have the Jester, which I think should get a 3. Yeah, that lines up to me. We've got our Puka and our Counselor. And now we get Pumpkin Empress. Oh, I love that. And yeah, hopefully we can get some of these cute artworks for the thumbnail as well. That is, yeah, sure, we'll apply it there. And let's see how many more achievements we can get. We've got the Puka and the Witch. Telling me your neighbor is good means nothing to me. However, there's only one pair of evil. No, that could just be a lie. I think telling me 2 is good really makes me want to say that 2 is evil, especially with this information. 1 or 2 is a witch. I think that could just mean that 2 is the Puka, and all of that checks out. No, because if the Oracle is lying, both characters have to be good. Wow. Huh. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if we have a plague doctor among us. Number 5 is the real fortune teller. I do have to kill a lying medium. So I am tempted to just stab this medium to start off the puzzle. We also have a jester, and we've got a baker claiming knitter, which is not a double claim. Then unfortunately, our outcast is face down. But that means we know that this is the outcast. We don't know if it's a bombardier or a plague doctor. Somewhat reasonable, though, to think it is just the plague doctor. I'm going to stab the medium. I think the medium might be telling the truth. We need to find a lying medium. Dang. Okay, well, now we know that this is good and this is good. This could still be corrupted, is the awkward thing, if this is the puka corrupting both of these. Let's slow the roll here a little bit and actually try to solve this. The thing is, if this is a witch, I think this is the witch. Because if this is the witch, they would be talking about a good thing. And if they're both evil, which would be the case if this is the witch, then this information would be correct. So this cannot be the witch. If this is the witch, then this information is wrong. This could be Plague Doctor corrupted. So if this is specifically Plague Doctor corrupted, this could be the witch. Okay. Let's move it over to this side of the board then. We could just use the fortune teller to check here and here, two players that we know are good, and this will let us know if the fortune teller is corrupted. We find evil, that means the fortune teller is corrupted, so this probably is the puka. This could be the puka, and this could be Plague Doctor corrupted. If that's the case, it's a bit of a bummer. I'm not sure if there's a way to discern between those things other than maybe using the jester. The jester will always give us wrong information. So, I think we could just learn a 2 from this jester, but what if the jester gives us a 0 here? Or what if the jester gives us a 1 here? Nah, it's going to give us a 2. I'm going to go with my gut, and I'm going to say this is the puka. Okay, so this is corrupted. This is corrupted. Now we still have a 50-50. Between the two of these, one is the... Well, the two options are, this is the witch, this is Plague Doctor corrupted. Or, this is Plague Doctor corrupted. Oh, and this is Plague Doctor corrupted? Oh, maybe that was never possible. Oh, okay. There's no way that 1 and 3 can both be Plague Doctor corrupted, right? So let me just double check these possibilities. I do think that we need to have a Plague Doctor at this point. So either this is good information, this is the witch, and this is Plague Doctor corrupted. Sure. Or this is evil, because this is the witch. This is Plague Doctor corrupted, and this is true. Okay, yeah. It is possible. It is possible that either 2 or 3 could be the witch. Pointing at the Plague Doctor corruption is a little nasty either way. I don't think that this is solvable because we've wasted all of our abilities and because I have tried to kill a medium. So let's go with my gut again and say that the knitter has wrong information. If they're Plague Doctor corrupted, so be it. Nice. That was indeed the case. It was the other scenario. And we did have a Plague Doctor up at the top of the board. Okay, now we've got a Ba and a Puppeteer. Let's not forget about the Wretch this time too. Do I have anything that cares about the Enlightened? No. Nothing that cares about the Poet or the Knitter. The Medium. I do need to kill a lying medium, and they're saying this is a real poet. Well, we could have 2 poets. It's not unreasonable. We can't have 2 poets and 2 knitters, though. One of these will have to go, and we'll finish off with a fortune teller. So, closest evil counterclockwise, that is pointing towards the fortune teller. Could use the fortune teller on the medium plus the poet. That's kind of a pair. We could use the jester on the medium plus the poet and the other poet. That would be pretty strong information. One pair of evil could just be medium and poet. There's no way for this to be a lying medium. One thing that I'm curious about, the achievements that say specifically to execute a lying blank, will those be satisfied if you kill something that looks like a lying medium but is actually an evil? I'm not sure. I don't know that it will. One thing that we might also have to consider is, where is the puppet? I don't think the puppet double claims, but I'm not totally sure about that, because it says a random adjacent villager becomes a puppet, if possible. So I think it actually takes a villager and turns them into a puppet. I don't know if you can have a puppet that has a doppelganger. I don't think I've seen that before, but that would be really, really tricky. And I'm not sure if I want to build around like those really specific possibilities. Part of me does just want to stab the medium. You know what? Let's do it. It didn't do me wrong last time. If it bites me in the butt at some point, sure. So now we know that this is not a medium. That does actually complete the achievement. So that's really good to know. We also now know that this is not a poet, it's the doppelganger. All right. Well, that means this one is good as well. That has to be our doppelganger created villager, which means these knitters are the problem. Oh, and we could have known that this was the problem, because that's crazy to say. This is the puppeteer, which makes this our puppet. Now we get a medium with a little ghost and some antlers on it. I love it. I love it. Let's apply that skin as well, just at least for these Halloween videos, right? Ooh, Lilis plus Poisoner. Lilis plus Poisoner. So we're going to have some misinformation here. I do need to execute a lying architect. The right side is more evil. All right, one more flip here. One is evil. Well, I'm going to use this Jester because it is a Lilis game. We learned that there's one evil between 5, 6, 7. Let's flip one more. Bombardier. We have 2 outcasts. We learned that 5 was good. Let's flip a few more. Double fortune tellers. We do have a doppelganger, though. Hunter 4 away from the closest evil. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we can just hover over it. So according to this Hunter, the evil team is 3 and 4. That would make the right side more evil. But that is a ridiculous thing to say. We also do need to have, between the doppelganger and the plague doctor, we do need to have at least one of them. So right now I'm just debating how I want to use these abilities before I flip over one more card and then it becomes the next day. Let's use the fortune teller on these, and you know what, let's have both of these fortune tellers act in conjunction. So I think that the fact that they are saying the same thing means that we have found our doppelganger pair. I'm not 100% confident on it, but I don't see any other overlaps here. Oh, I could have used this Jester as well. The architects are saying 2 different things, which is kind of good because it means it's fairly unlikely that they are... Oh yeah, and this poet is just straight up saying that this Jester is evil. Right side is more evil. I mean, right now, I think it's the architect and the hunter. I think this could be the poisoner corrupting here, and this could just be an evil hunter. But then this is wrong. Okay. What if... Huh. I do believe both of these fortune tellers right now. It's just so much more difficult for me to believe that these could be true. And we cannot have an not equidistant, but we cannot have both of these architects be lying in this puzzle. One side does have to be more evil. So we are about to execute a lying architect. It's just which one. And oh, here's something interesting. Yeah, I do think that one is evil. Because look at this. 5, 6, 7. These are goodies. And that's what this jester was on about. I'm ready to kill this jester under the impression that this is the start of our good team. The problem is... oh, is this a dang plague doctor? Well, no, because if this is a plague doctor, then that would mean that one of these bombardiers has to be, or the bombardier then has to be evil, which doesn't actually solve much for me, though it could allow the right side to be more evil. So then I'd potentially be looking at like evil, corrupted, evil maybe. This does just make the right side more evil, actually. Wait, does this just work? Or this could be evil, this could be corrupted. I mean, I know it's in a double claim, but then this could be the plague doctor, right? Because then we'd have two pieces. This would be the poisoner. Now, having said that, this architect is in a double claim, so I think this is actually where we are going to start. I think that this will be the poisoner, and they have poisoned the hunter. That's another achievement. This hunter is simply poisoned, and I do believe that then this jester has to be Lilis, meaning the right side is more evil. All right, cool. That gives me a little haunted house architect. I love all of these new skins. How many have we completed so far, and how long is this video? You know what? Let's head back to the menu, because I think I've just gotten 3. Yes, okay. So maybe we grab one more. I will say this one seems pretty tricky, random. You just have to play a bunch. So this one might not come up immediately. Lying Bard, I think that one's fairly straightforward. 3 different nights in a row without them dying. This one could be tricky as well. It will, of course, allow you to keep track over the course of multiple games, hopefully, probably. We haven't seen anything like that pays attention over the course of multiple games, but I'm sure Uzabi has figured it out. And execute an evil that is adjacent to a non-lying lover during Halloween. That's just playing Demon Bluff. So that one will just happen naturally. I think just based off the runtime of this video, we will play 1 or 2 more villages. And we'll see what we can get up to. A lover that says no evils adjacent to me. It has to be a non-lying lover. So even if this lover is sat next to the puka, will not work, unfortunately. We've got a bishop poet. We have got a gem crafter saying 1 is good. Okay. We do have to worry about a drunk and a doppelganger as our options. This could be our doppelganger. 5 or 6 is the Puppeteer. Cured 2 corruptions. That is impossible. That is impossible because there are 2 corruptions on the board from the puka, but the alchemist isn't reaching around and grabbing both of them. The fact that this is saying that, this could be... No, this is never the puka, probably. It could be. This could be the puka. And if 1 is good and there's no evils, then this would be the Puppeteer and Puppet. I'm not sure if that tracks with this information, though. 2, 4, and 5. 2, 4, and 5. Oh, interesting. The poet having itself in its own bishop information does kind of imply that it has to be the villager. Hold on. It's been a second since I've seen this. I think that the bishop cannot select itself. I know an empress cannot select itself. I thought a bishop couldn't select itself, but I think the poet might accidentally get around those rules, so it's been a second since I've seen this. If the poet is drunk, then it needs to be pointing at 3 villagers. So it cannot be the drunk. If the poet is evil, it has to be pointing at 3 villagers, so it cannot be the villager. So it has to be a minion. It could be corrupted. It could be corrupted, but it's pointing at another piece of corrupted information, which means I think it's true. Therefore meaning that these two have to be... Oh, this could be a doppelganger. Oh yeah, sure. This could be the doppelganger, and then this would just be the Puppeteer. No. This is... I mean, if this is the outcast, this is definitely the minion. That means that this is the puppet, but one is good, which means this is actually maybe the puka corrupting them still. That's right. Nothing else is known. We just have to find 3 pieces of misinformation in a row to narrow down on the puka. The bard could be pointing at a corrupted card. This is a possible puka, though, corrupting the bard. This is a possible puka corrupting the lover. Anything is still possible. We've got a jester and we've got an alchemist. But this was an alchemist, was it not? Oh, I think the drunk has outed the demon, unfortunately, because in order for this to be an alchemist, in order for this to be the drunk, this cannot be the alchemist, which just means it has to be the puka. Cool. Okay. A lot of weird technical stuff going on in that one, but we were able to solve it there. We've got a Lilis 2 seats away from a shaman, and then potentially a doppelganger and a shaman pair. We've got a slayer, nothing to activate yet. So let's keep it going here. The Puppeteer, and then 5 dies. Dreamer, a second slayer, a second dreamer, and a third slayer. A third slayer is definitely a little trickier, because now I cannot simply use the slayers to kill each other and guarantee that we have found ourselves in a good spot. Interestingly, I think we could kill a slayer and then still use its ability, which could be really useful. Yeah, I mean, with all of these activate abilities here, it could be these 2 are the evil team, or it could be these 2, or it could be these 2. I'm saying that because Lilis wants to sit 2 away, or this is Lilis, and this would be the shaman hiding in with the shaman created cards. I think it makes the most sense for me to slayer stab here. This slayer, so we basically have 3 different teams is the problem. And maybe that's fine, though, because as long as we're not stabbing into our teams, it's probably all right. I am fairly convinced we've got a Puppeteer and a doppelganger at this point. There's a small chance that this could be a plague doctor, which would mean this is evil and it would be evil alongside this dreamer specifically. This dreamer would then have to be the shaman, unless this is Plague Doctor corrupted. But I'm going to operate under the assumption that this Bombardier is good. If we need to walk that back later, we can. I think I use this Slayer to attack this Slayer, and then each of these Slayers fires at the other two pairs. So one goes at this Dreamer, and one goes at, like, this Slayer. Okay. Okay. I did say this could be the Shaman, but what do you think that could be? Oh, whoa! Whoa! Okay, it would have been nasty if this was Plague Doctor corrupted. What do you say here? Yeah, I mean, you're good. You're good. You're good. I mean, using this Slayer to shoot the Bombardier actually does clear up a lot for me. This could be the Plague Doctor. You could not kill 4, but you are good. So I think this Bombardier actually does have to be good. Oh, I missed this. This could always just be Lilis. Because then Lilis is not 2 away. Lilis is 4 away. Yeah. It's got to be that. This is actually just a villager. We've got a shaman plus a doppelganger trio of slayers here. And that's Lilis. Cool. I'm trying to think if there was any other scenario, but like if we didn't actually have this, this could have been the Plague Doctor. And then one of these two is corrupted and the other one... No, but Lilis would never be in the double claim. So yeah, it always had to be that was Lilis. Alrighty. Now we've got a Ba and a minion, and this will probably be the final village of the video. I am the original baker. Oh, if we could get... I mean, it would be so lucky to get this achievement here. We would literally need like this to be the evil team and then everything else to be bakers, but maybe one was affected by an evil. I was a bard. We're not going to get there. We're not going to get there. Okay, we got 3 bakers. Oh, so close, so close. All right, maybe in the next video. That I think is probably the most difficult achievement to grab those. So how could one be affected by an evil with a Ba and a minion? This is just not true. And there is no drunk. Or I think this is just a lie. I think it's just a dang on lie. We can Slayer check this here. They could not kill 3, which I think means that this is just evil. Oh, this was a sad way to end it. This was a really sad way to end the video. Maybe I'll have to do one more, just because that village was a little bit of nothing there. Let's flip over one more here. Lilis plus Doppelganger, Drunk, and Wretch. Yeah, this is how we will finish it off. Ooh. Baker. Knight. So both of these knights could be Doppelgangers. That would be huge. This won't make a new day, so we can flip this freely as well. This could be the doppelganger pair. This could be the doppelganger pair. I mean, I'm going to stab the knights. Ah, bummer. This could still be real. It is. So that's 1 knight in a row. Okay. And I am the original baker is a goodie. You could not kill number 1. Not looking great for you. This does seem like it probably is the pair of jesters. You think that could be Lilis. So this is the counselor created doppelganger. And then here we have the drunk and Lilis in some capacity. And we can sort that by saying how many of these are evil 2, how many of these are evil 1. So this is the drunk, This is Lilis, and that is going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. Happy Halloween, and I will be back with another video soon to grab those 4 remaining achievements. Might take me multiple videos because these remaining achievements do seem a little bit harder, but that is going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Luck's Given. Peace.